Hi, my name is Artie, and today I want to tell you how I came to love myself very imperfectly. There was a time when getting out of bed was literally the most difficult thing I could do. We've all been there where we can't get out of bed and we're mindlessly scrolling through social media, just trying to escape. There was a time when there was this deep agony in the pit of my stomach, and it felt like no one would understand what I was going through. And that in itself made me feel so alone. So it was like, what was the point of getting out of bed? What was the point of trying today? And how am I going to live life feeling the way I do? Today, I'm here to tell you that I love myself, but very imperfectly. So how did I start? The first thing I did was become aware of my thoughts. So the way I see it is my thoughts produce feelings inside of me, and then my feelings produce actions that I take, and then my actions show my character, and my character then shows me how much I love myself. I don't know about you, but when I don't get something done that I intended to get done, or if I react in a way that I didn't intend to, I don't feel good about myself. And why is that? Because my intention was something different than what my action produced. And so my character ends up being something that I didn't mean to be. And so, for example, if I intended to get out of bed today and go make some coffee and take a shower and get ready and look cute and go about my day, do my resume or finish a homework assignment, and I put it off and I didn't do it, I don't necessarily feel good about myself. So why is that? It's because my actions and my reactions are not aligning with who I want to be and who I think my character is. So today, I love myself through my actions and not what I think or feel, because my head likes to tell me all sorts of things. I am weak. I am too emotional. How will anyone ever love me the way I am? I am lazy. I am crazy. I am unlovable. I am stupid. I am not strong enough. I am not smart enough. I am not pretty enough. I am not thin enough. And I am just not enough. These are some things that my head likes to tell me. When I give power to these thoughts, I start to believe them. And are these thoughts really who I am? The truth is that I'm not any of these things. Well, then that leads me to ask, well, then who am I? Well, that's just it. I'm not really any of those things. I just am. All I know is that I'm alive and I want to live. And it is my choice and my decision to make on how I choose to live my life. This is something that I needed to understand. So learning to love myself came from becoming aware of which thought patterns was I giving too much power to. Thought patterns that were holding me back. And by power, I mean which of these thoughts was I reacting to in my life. So for example, recently I noticed a series of thought patterns within myself that were really not doing anything for me. My thoughts were saying, I can't film YouTube videos. I'm not creative enough. I'm not talented enough. There are so many other YouTubers out there who are better than me, and I just couldn't stop comparing myself to everyone else. And my thoughts were basically just telling me that I'm lazy and dumb, and it wasn't a good feeling. So these thoughts produced a lack of motivation, a lack of inspiration, and a lack of doing. So remember what I said, right? the thought produces a feeling. So my thought that I am not creative enough or not talented enough produced the feeling of lack of motivation, lack of inspiration. And then this feeling produced an action in my life. And so what was that action? I was just scrolling through social media, watching other YouTubers, other people on social media, and just comparing myself to them. I was mindlessly scrolling every single day. So what did that do? It validated my thoughts. I was doing everything besides the thing that I intended to do. And so my actions validating my thoughts created this endless cycle of my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, and then the validity of those thoughts. So that in turn was making me believe that these thoughts must be true. Because look, I am not doing anything about it. So maybe it is true that I'm lazy. Maybe it is true that I'm not creative enough or talented enough. I did not feel good about myself because I was giving power to my insecurities and my fears by not taking action, by avoiding. I recognized that these were just thoughts and they weren't actually the truth. They didn't actually say anything really about who I am. And when I realized this, I felt a jolt of energy within myself, which inspired me to write the script for this YouTube video. So this leads me to talk about taking actions regardless of how I think or feel. I will never feel like loving myself. I will never feel like doing the dishes. I will never feel like bullet journaling or making my bed in the morning or cleaning or working out. I will never ever feel like doing these things. And the fact is, my head will truly tell me that I'm not good enough to get these things done. So do I want to live my life based on what my head is telling me, or do I want to take ownership over my life and take actions regardless of what my head or my feelings tell me? So I needed to train myself to take actions that produced the thoughts and the feelings inside of me, because the only thing I do have control over are my actions. I don't have control over my thoughts or my feelings. They just come, right? We need to take actions regardless of how we think or feel. And you know, no one is born with these capabilities. You know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and it doesn't make us any better or less than anyone else. We can just work on ourselves and work on the things that we want to work on and improve ourselves in that way. It's like I was waiting to feel like doing the thing I wanted to do. It's like I was waiting to feel like filming this YouTube video. It's like I was waiting to just get it done, and that's just never gonna happen. All I knew is that there were things in my life that I wanted to get done and they weren't getting done. And for me, loving myself meant taking actions that showed me that I loved myself. So the first thing I did was make a list of who I wanted to be and what actions did I need to take that showed me that this is who I wanted to be. And you know, this is different for everyone. You know, for me, I want to, you know, be creative every single day. I want to be clean. I want to have good personal hygiene. I want to be healthy. I want to eat healthy. I want to fuel my body with nutrition. I want to have a clean environment, and I want to be kind and loving to my family and my friends. So how was I going to kind of take charge in my life? And remember, I was the girl that couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't shower for a whole week straight. I couldn't react to my friends and family in a loving way because I was so heavily into my thoughts and my feelings, and I just reacted. And you know, today it's not like that. I worked on it. I improved. So it starts with just small baby steps. And so, this leads me into talking about progress, not perfection, and celebrating the smallest of achievements. In the morning, I wake up and I do not look at my phone for the first 30 minutes of the day. I don't look at my phone for the last 30 minutes of the day either. Eventually, I want to increase this to an hour. And every single day, I make my bed. And it's gotten to a point where I don't really have to think about it. I kind of just do it. This was the most hardest thing for me in the beginning. I remember when I made my bed for a whole week straight, I think I cried because I was so proud of myself. This is an action that I took that I was not able to take before, or the day before even. It's small baby steps. These actions became very meaningful to me. They started to empower me to, little by little, increase the actions that I could take for myself that showed me that I loved myself. Something that I could grasp and understand, that wasn't too overwhelming for me. Because if it was just too much all at once, I would just quit. I would give up. And that's not something we want to do. We want to start small and build up. It went from making my bed to taking care of my personal hygiene to bullet journaling and reading and then listening to podcasts about spirituality and self-growth that kind of encouraged me to put me in a mindset that was allowing me to focus on myself and how I can improve every single day. Change doesn't happen overnight. It takes consistent actions over time. And if the only thing you could do today is get out of bed and make it, that's amazing. If the only thing you can do is get out of bed and make it only to get back inside of the bed or lay on top of the made bed, that is okay. You know why? Because you took an action today that you were not able to take the day before. And that is a miracle. And I applaud you for doing that. So just start small and really celebrate those smallest achievements every single day, because that is what life is about. So for the days that I wasn't able to do the commitment that I made to myself, I wasn't hard on myself, because loving myself means that I'm not perfect. There is a new day tomorrow. There is more time in this day for me to try again. But the one thing that I never did was quit forever. I was not going to just quit forever. I always tried, whether it was later in the day today or the following day. And then one day, it just stuck. The action just stuck, and I just didn't have to think about it anymore. It just became a habit. So, I just want to recap over everything that I talked about today. This can be applied to the smallest actions like making your bed, or this could apply to something you need to get done for school or work, or even starting your career, getting your resume done, or paying off a debt, just starting small. What can I do today? What can I do today to solve this circumstance and this situation today? That's all I have. All I have is today. And I don't have to listen to the thoughts that are in my brain telling me I cannot do something, that I am not worthy enough, that I am not talented enough or creative enough. None of us are these things. We just are. We just are alive, and we just want to live our life filled with joy, and we just want to love the people that are around us, because at the end of the day, that is what truly matters. But what helps is taking those small little actions. Without listening to our head or our feelings, we can take an action today. So I encourage you to do that. Consistent actions over time. Actions that show us that we love ourselves. We can overcome our fears and begin to truly fall in love, not only with ourselves, but the world we live in and the people around us. I hope you guys have a beautiful day today. And if no one told you they loved you today, I love you.